Welcome back to the channel, guys. Are you CES ready? I know I'm not, but January 8th, just a couple days away. So CES taking place in Las Vegas, just like every year around this time. And there's going to be a lot of awesome stuff announced and showcased for sure. I'm definitely excited for that. Going to be keeping my eyes and ears open and ready to bring some stuff in, right? But Hyperkin, they're always at CES every year. They do a lot of cool stuff. They recently released the Mega Retron HD, which was a Sega Genesis HD clone system, which I gave it a pretty good review. We took a look at it on the channel, and hey, for the price, it's pretty damn sweet. The Retron 77 was pretty good. Loved messing with that, doing a little firmware updates and just playing a bunch of games. Pretty sweet. I still have both those systems. I actually use the Mega Retron almost every day, every other day at least. And all their controllers lately have been top notch, but they shocked me with this announcement. They've got some cool stuff coming out, man. So they're always releasing things, always. Just like I said, they got these controllers they just put out, so you can buy individually for these systems, the Mega Retron and this Retron 77. You can buy the controllers separately now. They put out those Duke controllers. They got a lot of cool little licensing agreements with Microsoft, but that's not even the stuff that I really care about right now. Because these dudes, they're going to be putting out an HD Duck Hunt Zapper for the NES. That is flipping nuts, man. That is a huge thing. We're going to take a look at that in a second. But that's been a dream for a lot of people, to be able to play Duck Hunt on their HD TVs on their original systems. If you don't have a CRT, you're shit out of luck, in all honesty. So this is going to be sweet. There's other solutions going on out there, a lot of things in development that other people are doing, but for Hyperkin to do something that seems like it's going to be a pretty simple solution, you don't have to hack anything or mod anything, it's just going to work straight out the box. That is damn sweet, and I am super excited for that. It's only advertised for Duck Hunt. I'm really hoping it'll work for other light gun games on the NES, because there are a couple that I really enjoyed. But that's not all. They also have some other stuff coming out. I didn't believe this until I really looked at it, but they're also developing a product that they're going to be showcasing at CES this week. That is a DIY Raspberry Pi Retron. Kind of interesting stuff, but let's talk about the Duck Hunt gun first, because that's what I'm extremely excited for. So, the Duck Hunt gun. It allows you to play Duck Hunt on your NES, obviously, with a light gun on an HD TV. You do need an original Duck Hunt cartridge and NES. I'm not sure if this is going to be something that works with clone systems, or, you know, the higher end clone systems like the Retro USB AVS or the Analog NT or NT Mini. I would hope, but there's no confirmation yet. So we're just going to have to stay tuned and find out from Hyperkin. Definitely excited. So the package is going to include a special Hyper Blaster HD light gun. So that's going to be the actual branding of it, the Hyper Blaster HD. It's going to include an Hyper Blaster HD adapter to allow HD TV compatibility. So I'm kind of curious if this is going to fit the same mold of their previous Zapper that they did, which was just a replacement Zapper. This image, I just have a picture of a original Zapper there, but I do believe they made a spare Zapper if you still had a CRT. So I'm curious to see, how is this going to work? Is this really the only component of this that really matters? Is it going to be the HD adapter? Is that something where you can just plug in any light gun? Because that would be pretty sweet. Now, their quality on their controllers and stuff has been top notch as of the past few years, in my opinion. So I'm pretty hyped for however this blaster turns out. Hopefully it's good. I don't think they're going to turn themselves around as far as quality on controllers and peripherals like this go, because they, in all honesty, I've dug their Cadet, their Scout, now their Squire controller. For me, the Squire controller on the Mega Retron, the buttons were a little stiff at first, but I worked them out, and actually it feels really good. It's a controller I use all the time, even if I'm playing on my original Sega Genesis. So to me, they've been pretty much killing it with these controllers. So definitely excited to see how this light gun works out. I'm really hoping it's if it's just for Duck Hunt, hey, I don't care, my boys. I love Duck Hunt. As long as this is not a crazy priced item, I don't see the problem. I'm going to grab one for sure. Now, the next thing that I kind of find curiously odd, but I'm still intrigued to see more about this, is going to be this little DIY kit. It's called the Retron DIY for the SNES. And that kind of blew me away. I was like, what's going on here? But what it is a Raspberry Pi compatible board. It comes with a pre-soldered PCB, a Raspberry Pi Zero, some mounting screws to put everything together. The pre-soldered PCB features 2 controller ports, so you have Super Nintendo controller ports there, a Super Nintendo compatible cartridge slot, a debug button for the cartridge slot. Not 100% what that's going to do. I have my thoughts and ideas, but we'll have to see. A reset and sleep mode button for your Raspberry Pi. I'm kind of curious with that because we all know, especially those of you who have followed my channel for a long while, you know, messing with Raspberry Pis, you have to kind of program in your own power button. Otherwise, you're just pulling the plug on these things or shutting them down through the system. So hopefully there's some kind of way with this, a power button or some kind of script included to where you can shut it down. I'm not 100%. Maybe that's what part of the debug button thing is, but we'll just have to wait and see. It's a very interesting thing, a Raspberry Pi system that has a cartridge slot that you can pop in Super Nintendo, Super Famicom games, and they play on your TV. What I've been reading is it's going to be 720p, which is okay. I mean, that's fine by me with Super Nintendo when I'm upscaling and doing all those kind of things on any of my old school systems. I never mess with 1080. I'm always at 720. There's reasons for that for me. Not to get into that too much right now, but I'm fine with 720p for the Super Nintendo. But here's the thing that I'm curious with, and it's not so much curiosity, it's more that I'm damn sure it's just the way it's going to work. Being a Raspberry Pi powered system is, you know, I guess I can't even say, I'm 99% sure. Plugging in the cartridge, is it just going to be playing the ROM off of the cartridge? Is it going to emulate it, or is it actually going to play the system? To me, I think it's really going to depend when we see that price point and when we get more information on that device, on that product. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be ripping that ROM and you're going to be emulating that game like you would playing on, you know, RetroPie on a Raspberry Pi. The Pi Zero, it can run Super Nintendo games. I've come across a few issues in the past, but I've kind of distanced myself from Raspberry Pi Zeros and Zero Ws. They're cheap boards, you know, $10. The Pi Zero W has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi built in, where the original Pi Zero didn't. Hence, it was a few bucks more, whatever, right? And I just distanced myself away because it was just too much effort to get things running properly. With Super Nintendo, I came into some hiccups here and there, but that's more software based. You know, the Pi Zero, it's a tiny board. I know I have one somewhere, but it's tiny. I mean, I have like this little battery case. It's like smaller than this as far as the size of it. Pi Zero is a tiny board, so this is going to be powered. The logic, everything's going to be going through the Pi Zero. Hopefully their software, whatever they're doing, if this is emulating, like I said, I can't say I'm 100% sure, but I would believe it would be. If it's the Pi Zero, hopefully whatever software they're using, and you know, that could go into a whole other thing. So I know they've gotten into some heated battles with the Retron 5 using emulators that weren't licensed or weren't available. Who knows for sure? Don't want to dig into that one again, but hopefully whatever they've worked out, they have some kind of deal. If they're doing, I can't say for sure, I'm just speculating, but when I hear Raspberry Pi, I just think emulation. And this is not the first time I've seen something that would do this, where you stick a cartridge in and it emulates. Obviously the Retron 5 or the Retro Freak does that. But there's also been other projects. I don't know if they necessarily came to fruition. I know there was like a Kickstarter I might have talked about on the channel that was going to do the same thing, where you popped in a cartridge on your Raspberry Pi and you could play the game that way. Neat idea, novel idea, but to me, I'm not so much interested if I'm using a cartridge to emulate. I want to play on, you know, some kind of hardware. So it might be a neat little thing depending upon the price. You know, I'll probably grab one. I don't know if these guys will be sending me any of this stuff for a review. Would be pretty damn sweet. I'm really curious to see how this DIY Retron Super Nintendo works out. Too many questions that I have for it, but maybe we'll find out within the next couple days from CES. The Duck Hunt gun though, however that works, I am damn interested as long as the price is right. If it's like $100 or something crazy, no, I'm gonna have to pass. I'll just play Duck Hunt on my CRT. I do have a little one. But interesting stuff. Just wanted to share this with you guys. Really do appreciate you guys stopping in, hanging out with me. Smash that like button. Make sweet ass love to that notification bell because I know you want to. And with that said, guys, I will catch y'all next time. Peace out, bye-bye, and boom.